as a people, as a society, as a nation, I don't ever want anyone to feel like they don't belong. A lot of the ableism that we see today, I don't think it stems from Māoridom. Because I've grown up doing kapahaka, I've had the privilege of having whānau that if they didn't see any opportunities around us, they would create opportunities for us.
Do you like that? How tamariki are just hua wehi kore, whakamā kore. They don't, I guess, are they better than adults sometimes about talking about disability?
I think they're better than adults at talking about anything.
tika. Ka koro ki anō te mano o te waipaunamu, hei tohu i te whakatutukitanga o ngā wawata ko tahi mano neke atu. Ko te hei taramea o te reo Māori ki tōna ka ki, ti hei Māori ora. Ko Stacey Morrison ahau, nau mai, tauti mai. Welcome to Mata o te Arero, a special episode of Mata with me, Stacey Morrison. Kiringāua Cassidy is part of a generation many once thought impossible. A reanga of kaitahurangatahi raised with te reo Māori as his first language. His whānau have been at the heart of Kotahi Mano Kaika, Kotahi Mano Wawata, the 25-year movement that's helped restore te reo Māori in the homes of thousands of ngaitahu whānau. Today, Kiringāua carries that legacy forward as a scholar, composer, kapahaka leader, and an inspirational voice of te reo Māori in te Waipounamu. Ai, ka nui taku miharo ki a koe me te whakamāno atu.
Kia ora.
Anei Kiringāua. He was born with spina bifida, so when he leads haka, karakia and whai kōrero, it's from his wheelchair. So that makes him hard to miss. But it's actually his wit and humour that is known to charm and disarm even luminaries like Sir Timoti Karetu, who describes him as a taonga. Kiringāua is also helping to challenge assumptions about who gets to lead, who gets to be at the centre of our cultural spaces, and what true inclusion in te ao Māori looks like. Today, Kiringāua joins us to reflect on his whānau's reo journey, his own path into leadership, and what hapori Māori can do to ensure that physical barriers never become barriers to te reo, tikanga, and participation. Ane ngā kōrero nui mō. E te tani whakiringāua nau mai. Māma noiho te whakarongo ki wera kupu mihi ne. Rua te kauma rua noiho o tau. Engari, inā te maha o ngā mea kua tutuki ke ia koe. Tēnā, whakamōhio mai, ko wai koe, ara, nōhia koe.
Tutahi ake te hāku i tēnei ka mihi ake kia koe kia tātou i tēnei o ngā kaupapa, tēnei te reo o te rua hiki o te pahi, ai whakamānawa atu ana kia tātou i tēnei rā. Koe ahau, tēnei nā, te taha o tōku māma heuri no kaitahu, no tākou, heuri anō hoki no roto o Taranaki, no te Atiawa, Ngāti Mutunga. Te taha o tōku pāpā, e mohoa o tēnei no te tai tokerau, tēnei no Waimā, no Tāheke, Aotira, no Awanui, no ngā puhi no ngai takoto. Koira aku whakapapa Māori. Tēnei ka mihi ake kia tātou i tēnei o ngā kaupapa. Kia ora.
Ai, koe te tino kaupapa. Nō reira, he tangata ritua tua iwi koe, ara spina bifida tēnā, but you don't actually use that word ki te reo Māori, do you?
That's a brand new word to me. When I talk about being in a wheelchair or having spina bifida, I haven't even researched any kupu Māori to do with it, so I just use spina bifida.
That's interesting to me. Nā te mea tangata tino matatau koe, but it just hasn't been relevant, I guess. But tell me about spina bifida and how it impacts you. I guess when people first see you, are you asked a lot about having spina bifida, and what's your story?
Yeah, I get questions all the time, and they come from everywhere, really. He nui ngā tamariki ka tino, ka hariti mea ka wehi mai, engari ka āhua, wow! I au e haere ana ki te mahi, ki te kura ki te harane, ko ngā tamariki nohi hikoe ana, ki te taha o rātou mātua. And these little kids, just really curious, and kaore he whakamā, kaore te whakamā. And they'll look at their parents and go, wow, what's that? And then I just hear the parents having to explain what disability is, what wheelchairs are, all those sorts of things. So koera te ao e waia nei au I tēnei wā.
Do you like that? Do you like that? How tamariki are just hua wehi kore, whakamā kore. They don't, I guess, are they better than adults sometimes about talking about disability?
I think they're better than adults at talking about anything.
tika.
I te mea, kei te wehi kore rata.
Ai.
I think that because they have no filter, because they're so honest, that is one of the best ways to not only educate without any barriers, but educate in a way that makes them feel like their curiosity is okay. Koera tētahi o ngā aku tino kaupapa, aku tino take, nau mai ngā pātai, nau mai ngā kōrero. Engari, me tuku mai runga I te wairua pai kaua I runga I te wairua kino. And most of the attention that I get or the questions I get about being disabled come from little 5-year-olds saying, kei te mamai o waiwai. Or, yeah.
And are your legs sore? How does spina bifida impact you?
Oh, kia au nei, spina bifida is different for everyone. There are different aspects to it for everyone. But for me, it's at a lower level in my spine, so that means I can't feel my legs from my knees down, and I have no function of my legs from my knees down. Atu I tērā, it doesn't really affect my life at all.
Ne, koina tai.
Koera tāku.
Ai.
Yeah.
So when we are talking about kupu, and you were just saying surprisingly to me that you don't actually use the kupu for spina bifida ritua tuaiwi, engari marama ne, because it talks about the separation of the spine. But you also describe yourself as hauā, whereas others use the term whaikaha. I wondered from a te reo Māori perspective, nā te mea ko te mata o te arero tēnei, what your whakaaro about terminology is of whaikaha and what informs your whakaaro about that.
I think, and this isn't to disrespect anyone who uses the term whaikaha, if you want to keep using the term whaikaha, kei a koe tēnā, that's up to you. I personally think that we can all be whaikaha.
Kia ora.
Tātou katoa kei te whaikaha. Ahakoa te aha, ahakoa ngā āhuatanga o tō tātou ao, ko tātou katoa kei te whaikaha. Kei te, either we've got it or we're looking for it, ne?
Kona te hoki te tikanga o te whaikaha.
Koia.
Like we're trying to get it or we have it.
Yeah. So I think in different phases in our lives, we either have it or we are looking for it. We're in search of it. So I don't think it fully represents disabled people, because I think that sort of terminology or that term for us comes from, I guess, trying to be politically correct or trying not to offend people by saying that, you know, disabled or...
Ara te wāhanga tuatahi o te kupu, the dis suggests that there's something that's not able. Yeah.
Negative connotations around that sort of stuff, whereas I don't think words like hauā have those negative connotations. There are definitely slurs in different words that are not okay. But yeah, I personally use the term hauā because I think that's a more unique and representative term of disability.
Tēnā koe. Ko wai mā ngā tūpuna, ka taia pē tātou te ki, he hauā. Engari etahi wā he hau tupua.
He toko maha. Toko maha ngā tipuna, ngā rangatira, ngā atua. I roto I ngā whakapapa katoa o ngā iwi katoa o te motu. And actually te nuinga o ngā rangatira, o ngā tohunga matua, ngā tohunga nui, he hauā. He kāpō, he turi. Ara, ko kei tāmaki tātou, kei te wahi I karore haere a hape, tērā tipuna rangatira. I roto I au o ngai takoto, ara I rā kōrero, mo tū whakatere. He maha hoki ngā kōrero. Ka hoki aku mahara ki ngā tuhinga tawhito o tāua o Kaitahu, ngā tuhinga o Matiahatira Morehu, e kōrero ana mō tō tātou ake kōrero mo te orokohanga. So our own origin story within Kaitahu, our creation story, talks about, and this might step on a few toes, but
you can't feel it.
Koia. So I'm going to say it anyway. E ai kia mātou o Kaitahu, Papatuanuku's first husband was Tangaroa, and he went away to bury the whenua, the popoki, the placenta of their pōtiki, and he was away for a long time. I takaroa, takaroa. So she, in her grief, she grieved for him, and then she moved on to Rakinui. So they had many, many children, and then Takaroa came back and saw all of these kids at his place that weren't his. So i taumā takitahi i whawhai Rakinui rāua ko Takaroa, and Takaroa injured Rakinui terribly, and didn't kill him, but left him severely injured and i hauā. And e ai ki ngā kōrero, Takaroa left Rakinui with Papatuanuku, I whai utu, nō reira, I wehe. And then Rakinui and Papatuanuku have more children, and those children were all disabled. We te hunga ingoa e mahara nei au ko tāne mimi whare, upoko nui, upoko roa, enei āhuatanga hauā tinana nei. Ko te ingo o tērā aitanga i roto i a mātou, o i roto i a tāua, i a tatau, ko te whānau tūoi. And again, tūoi, another word that people could argue has negative connotations. I roto i tērā horopaki, in that context, he mea whakamana tērā.
Ai.
Yeah.
Koina hoki tāku. So we hear how hape, we would literally describe them as hape. You know,
Hape, turi, kāpō, e rāhuatanga katoa.
kahumata momoe.
Ana.
So very distinct and clear. This is their physical presentation, but also the pukenga tuahangata. And perhaps saying with Hape, I know that they talk about him, he got left behind, so he went, you know what, I'm going to turn up on a whai.
Koia.
So there's something about our appreciation, and do we miss the fact that in these kōrero and in our tūpuna we have all of these examples of people will find their superpowers when their bodies have different abilities.
Yeah, I think, and this, I credit it to colonisation, that we've lost our mātauranga around that this was already normalised. This is already an important normalised part of who we are, who we were, that we've forgotten. I think that all of these tipuna, these atua, have left us awesome examples in order to show us that it's okay, in order to show us that there is no issue with being disabled or being different in any way, and that they found a way, so that means we can too. And it doesn't mean that I don't think that, and yes, some of them are extraordinary, and I would call those superpowers, but I wouldn't necessarily say you have to have those superpowers in order to just find a way.
Kia ora.
It doesn't have to be this big extravagant thing. I think it can just be a normal part of your life.
Nō reira, kua mate rāne koe ki te whai tō ake ara. How did you do that? And what kind of pressures did you feel to find your own path? Did you feel a different need to prove yourself?
Or not really, because my own whānau don't treat me any differently to my other able-bodied siblings or cousins or anything. So we all had the same upbringing. We all had the same experiences growing up. I just experienced all that in a wheelchair, and they didn't.
Koina.
Ko rātou kei te mahu e.
Koia. Engari, i ka tae pia te ki, ko ētahi ka pōhehe he hauā iti pia ngā āheitanga, but that's never been something. So you've always been, I guess, you've had high expectations on you. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. High expectations, and also because of the places and spaces that I'm in regularly and with my whānau since birth, there has been that added pressure to, me noho hei kanohi, hei Māngai, mō te hapori, mō te iwi, mō te whānau.
Mō te reo Māori, no
Mō
reira
waiake
kaha.
rāne. But that pressure is a privilege. Ahakoa he haipapa nui tira, he haipapa rangatira tira. No reira, ko te wero nui, ko te kawe rangatira I tērā haipapa.
Ka mutu, kei te pēnā koe. Koutou katoa. So you are achieving that, and we'll speak about your environment, a very unusual whānau environment in lots of ways. But it comes to my mind that a lot of tangata hauā maybe have to go to certain schools, and so then te reo Māori becomes even less accessible to them. Have you experienced that?
I personally haven't experienced that, but I have seen that. I've seen that be an experience for many other disabled people, where depending on their disability, they don't have the same access to the same education, the same opportunities, or even those opportunities that I think that we all deserve, because their own context or their own situation doesn't support them to get access into those areas, and he āhuatanga pōuri tērā.
Ai.
Yeah.
Ka mutu he nui ngā kawinga o ngā whānau, mena kai te tiaki hoki tētahi hauā I roto I te whānau. So there's lots of different, I guess, pressures on a whānau, and then just adding reo Māori on top of that. When we talk about, in terms of our understanding of accessibility in Māori spaces, not just physically, I guess marae are kind of set up okay for accessibility, are they?
Yes and no. I think, using my marae as an example, my marae wasn't until we started to get renovations and rebuilds and things like that, where they had to think about me pretty much. And yeah, I remember before we got a new wharekai, it wasn't accessible, and I had to get carried pretty much everywhere, into the whare, into the wharenui, into the wharekai, or all around the marae. And it's still like that around the motu. Most marae are catching on and making things more accessible for their people. And I can definitely say that within my own, that's been something that all of them have thought about, and it's been cool. Yeah.
Pea tēnei mea kia nei ableism. How does that show up in Māori spaces? Is it specific?
Yes and no. I think a lot of the ableism that we see today, I don't think it stems from Māoridom. I think it stems from colonisation and the effects of colonisation into creating different experiences, but also creating privilege and entitlement within different communities and within different people, where they'll, and it's not their fault that they're ignorant, but they just won't see or experience anything to do with disability. So obviously it won't be in their thinking to even consider disabled people or things to do with disability. So I think a lot of our ableism in our society today doesn't come from us, but we need to be careful because we're going to continue it if we don't look to change it.
And so I have to go there recently. Your rōpū, not too much though. Te kapahaka o Rukutia, the regional kapahaka competition in Te Waipounamu. It was unexpected that it sort of sparked a public debate about whether tangata whaikaha or hauā need to somehow compensate for things they can't physically do in the kapahaka stage. And this is in the very specific environment of competitive kapahaka. What did that debate, which was mostly online, reveal to you?
Well, one, it revealed the amount of support that disabled people have, as well as much as we talk about the taniwha of ableism, we also have a lot of people who are already on board. A lot of people who e ngako nui ana, e aroha ana ki te hunga hauā. I wasn't the only disabled person to be on that stage that day. And e whakaaro nui ana ki e rā atu, e ngako nui ana e aroha ana ki tō tāua ao Māori, ki te kapahaka. And yeah, it showed me that as far as I had thought, or as far as I think we have come in terms of decolonizing or deconstructing colonization or colonialism, we still have a long way to go. And it's up to us to do that work to change things, because if not us, then who?
Me pēa tātou e panoni ai we rā huatanga?
Ara, me hoki ki ngā kōrero tawhito, me hoki ki rā tauira, e whakaatu mai ana i te mana, i te rawe o tātou tipuna hauā, e whai ara ai tātou i tēnei ao hurihuri.
You were in a position that, the public response, did you find it mostly encouraging or bewildering? DMs are blowing up.
Towards me, it was really encouraging. Towards me, I rongo noi hoa au I te aroha. It was super overwhelming though.
Yeah.
I think, and ka pukuriri pēr mai te ioku aunties, but I think it blew up out of proportion to an extent there. And I'm glad I've got the opportunity now, because of all of that attention, to direct the narrative into an area where we can have a productive discussion rather than just going out for blood online.
Yeah, whiu kupu. Yeah, me hohonu ake ngā wānanga ne. Ka mutu, e kore tētahi tohe mō pukenga kapahaka. That's the thing, I think. It's so profoundly obvious that you are an obvious leader. And so your skills are never questioned in that way. But tell me about the physical reality of kapahaka in a wheelchair.
I've been thinking about this a lot, and there's already a lot of extra mahi that I personally and other disabled people have to think about in kapahaka as well. Staying in line, choreography, getting to your spot in time when everyone's running and I have to push. All these sorts of things that, because I've grown up doing kapahaka, I've had the privilege of having whānau that if they didn't see any opportunities around us, they would create opportunities for us. So I've had that privilege growing up. So all of that sort of stuff, I had to be reminded was extra. I had to be reminded that, it is just second nature to me, but it's something different that I have to think about on top of everything else.
Aye. On top of everything else, there you are on the pai. What was your path there?
Ka hoki ki te matenga o te reo I roto o tāua. Because of a massive decline in te reo Māori in te Waipounamu, that's where kaupapa like Kotahi Mano Kaika started.
He hua o te kreme.
Ana.
Yeah.
The-
So in 2000, there's your parents, Paulette and Komene, the very four, and determined to all of us to build a world. From the time you were a pepe, you've literally grown up in wānanga reo all around the motu. What has that journey been like for your whānau? How do you describe it? Ka re koe te mōhio ki tētahi ao ke, ne? It's been your world.
Ka reo te paku mōhio ki tētahi ao ke. As kids, we were put in the car and driven off to all of these kaupapa.
He wikine he wānanga.
Koia, he wikine, he wiki, aharane, he wānanga. And we used to complain about it as kids. But
Of course.
because kids will complain about, where are we going, how long are we going for, all that sort of stuff. Engari, ka huri tā oku whakaro, ka mahara nei au I nā te wai marie. That, again, going back to that privilege, that pressure to be role models within our community and to show up to every kaupapa, that he rangatira tērā haipapa, me kawe rangatira tērā haipapa. So yeah, a lot of us took it for granted as kids, but now we've grown up and it's the kaupapa of my masters now. So yeah, that's the next phase is us looking back and looking at the choices that our whānau made, that our grandparents and parents made, in order for us to feel like we're a lucky generation. And I credit this to my bro Paumea Walker, I mātou I te koronehana, I tono a mātou e kiri ona ki te tū a whānau nei, ki te kōrero, mō o mātou whiako ki te ao Māori, ki te reo Māori. And Paumea got up and ripped me out, shot bro. But he also said that my generation, or our generation, is not the lucky generation. We're the chosen generation.
Tēnā koe.
We feel lucky because of the choices our whānau made, and the active, conscious choices that our whānau made to be who they are, to be who we are, and to decide that is the path that we're going to follow. So going back to being on the paipai, that all of that background there is the reason why there's a generation of us now. He reanga rangatahi, we're a younger generation, and according to some tikanga, me tū te tuakana, me tū te pakeke, me tū te kaumātua, me kaua te tamaiti e tū. Engari, kua roa pāpati moti e mea ana, meheme he paia ki te reo, meheme he kounga ki te reo o te tamaiti, whakatūria te tamaiti. E hara tērā I te whakaiti, that's not to disrespect any kaumātua. We understand and we know the mamai of not having those opportunities. We don't feel it because we never experienced it, but we understand it. We understand it to the point that we never want it for anyone else. We don't even want it for the ones that still feel it.
Ka mutu me whakatū I te tangata a waiwai, a wirara ne.
Koia. Ka hoki ngā whakaro ki e te heo ngā tino pū kōrero o te motu. Ka hoki ngā whakaro ki ngā taniwha pēnei a kepa ehau. A tērā rangatira I haere ki te pakanga, ka hoki mai, ka ore ona waiwai. Ka whakatūria tonu hia ia, ka whakanohia tonu hia ia.
Ko koe mo te whakatoi.
Tērā rangatira hei Māngai mō tana iwi.
Ka tika hoki.
Yeah.
Me ki pēnei hau. ko koutou ngā whakatukitanga o ngā wawata katoa. And to see now 3 generations, because your siblings and cousins are making so many babies already, we have achieved the 3 generations to return a reo.
Yeah.
And as we say, you know, our ancestors' wildest dreams are coming true with you all. Engari, hei kupu whakamutunga, if there is a rangatahi whaikaha, hauā, watching this interview and wondering whether they belong on the marae, the paipai, the kapaka stage, or in leadership, what would you say to them?
I would say if they're still wondering whether they belong, we haven't done enough for them. And I think that as a people, as a society, as a nation, I don't ever want anyone to feel like they don't belong or to question whether they belong. Or even when they are questioned whether they belong, I would love them to know the amount of love and support that their culture has for them, and also the mana that they don't even know that they carry because of all of the people that came before them. The experiences that a wairua, kei te mohio ki rātou, kei te marama ki rātou, because of the experiences of our tipuna.
Tēnā rawa atu koe te rangatira, kua whaikaha a hau i wenei kōrero i te mata o te arero, kua taka mai ngā kupu aki, whakatika, a whakaihihi hoki. No reira, tēnei ka mihi a mata ki a koe Kiringāua Cassidy.
Kia ora.
Ka nui te whakaute ki te Māngai Pāho me irirangi te motu. No hōra mai.
Ko te reo